Welcome to this week's edition of the Empathic Designer Podcast. I'm your host Vaidishwaran. In this week's episode, I'm going to give you a primer on content curation and try to answer some frequently asked questions about content curation. Let us start with what is content curation. Content curation is the process of discovery, assembly, and presentation of content. In this episode, I'm going to specifically talk about digital content curation and its impact in the world of corporate learning. While content curation has gained significant traction over the past 2 to 3 years, we have been doing content curation for much longer than that. Music playlists and custom Twitter streams with hashtags are great examples of digital content curation. So, why is content curation gaining traction? Well, the truth is, we have a ton of content available on the web right now, and a lot of them are quite good. This makes content curation a natural choice by leveraging on great content that is already available. This saves time involved in creating new content, and it is also easier to maintain and update so that your program continues to remain current and relevant. At each stage, content curators must constantly validate their content source to ensure that they are trustworthy and provide the most accurate information on the topic. So, is content curation just about assembling great content for your audience? Like any other learning strategy, content curation also requires a curator to structure the content in an audience centric manner. It is important to share only that which matters for the audience. Keeping the information relevant, timely, interesting, and useful is critical to a successful content curation exercise. Keep your ears on the ground to see how your audience receives the content and be prepared to make changes to align with their requirements and expectations. Audience analysis for content curators is just as important as it is for instructional designers. So, is it possible to get overwhelmed by curated content? Well, a proper content curation strategy can prevent this from happening. Focus on quality over quantity. Content curators are not just expected to give their audience the absolute everything that they need. It is about providing just the right amount of information that is relevant, giving the audience the gentle nudge to explore and learn for themselves. Content that is relevant and well structured is bound to evoke the interest of the audience, motivating them to do their own research in enhancing their knowledge and skills. This brings us to the final question of this episode. How about using content curation strategy in creating mandatory training modules for learners? While adoption of content curation is not yet extensive in mandatory trainings, it is definitely possible to adopt this for certain types of mandatory learnings. Again, the key to success is proper strategy backed by careful research to make your learners want to take these courses and come back to you for more. I'll talk to you again next week with another interesting topic. Thank you for tuning into this week's edition of the Empathic Designer Podcast. If you like what you heard, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can hit the bell icon for getting regular updates from my channel. As always, If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a message on the comment section below and I'll be glad to respond. Thank you and have a great day.